This is my poem created by one of the short essays from All We Can Save titled Harnessing Cultural Power. And this is my poem. I'm here, you're there, but we can't get anywhere. We have a secret power we don't know how to use. We have a power and it's not about physical strength. Some use it every day. My professor loves this sound. It comes from our vocal cords. I'm here and you're getting near. Notice how different we are, but our difference brings us together. If you never lived I-580, you wouldn't have coughed the way I do each day near the I-880 highway. Do you not realize we used to be separated by hills and valleys, but since you went on your road trip, you can advocate for me. So use it, not only for me, for the innocent ones who don't speak our language yet, our two-legged friends, four-legged friends, and our terra. So some of the imagery that I found, there was a book. Some of the imagery that I found in the from All We Can Save, from the short story essay, it talks a lot about the earth and how we must build a cultural strategy for climate change movement, and how we can all use our points of views, our experiences, our values, our practices, and our behaviors to influence our understanding on everything, and more specifically, to influence each other into saving the planet. Because we're not only talking about us humans, we're also talking about animals such as polar bears. And the short essay also mentions how there are big leaders who can use their voices. Let's say, for example, a singer like Bruno Mars, they could use their voice and help advocate for climate change, and even like Taylor Swift or Sabrina Carpenter or famous people could use their voice, since music brings people together. And that is the title of the short essay, Harnessing Cultural Power. Not only music, but foods, and therefore we can all use our voice. How I mentioned here, my professor loves this sound and it comes from our vocal cords. It's our voice. And I mentioned here, we have a secret power and we don't know how to use it. But at the end, I say, oh, so you can advocate for me. But not only use it for me, use it for our future generations and our posterity, animals, and our terra. Terra is the Latin word for earth. In Spanish, it's tierra. And something that I wanted to explain from my poem is, notice how these four lines are like separated from each other, and as you go further down, they're more closer together. I wanted to show how the structure of my poem, and how before we don't find anything that brings us together. For example, let's say music, right, in our voices, we can use that to bring ourselves together. That's why at the beginning it's more separated, but as you go down, they get more connected and they're closer together. Also, I mentioned the I-580 and the I-880 highway because in the short essay, the person, Fabiana Rodriguez, mentioned how the I-580 highway it's by a lot of white people live in these communities and they don't allow trucks. So the communities are well protected. They don't ingest a lot of toxic diesel from the big trucks that go nearby as compared to the I-880 highway, which carries a lot of truck traffic. And I found that interesting because I never realized how trucks and the fact that if you're living near an area where a lot of trucks pass by, like I never took that into account until now. And were some of the literary devices that I saw in the short essay, and I wanted to include some of them in my